Okay, so welcome everyone. It is June the 22nd and 2026, and we are going to do a review of the sacral chakra. So this is Albert Einstein and the third dimension, because the third dimension connects to the sacral, the tummy chakra. This is the bright orange one. And this is why I've got the sun and the water, because it's us in physicality. This is the one dimension where it's really about our physicality. Jesus and Fortitude and Sanat and the universal law of above and below, within and without, balance. And it's pages 165 to 208. That's the whole sacral chakra that we studied. If you want to see and hear the transcripts and the audios, you just go in through this yellow dot that's circle that's on my website, voiceoffreedom.ca. Okay, and we're going to welcome everyone. They're already here. I can feel the energy. It's really electric today. Welcoming our galactic friends above and below. Knowing that the Porlana Sea, the blue energy of the mother, is swirling around the planet. You can breathe that in and really feel energized, breathing that blue. So we're thanking the mother for being here, and the mighty archangels, and Sanat Kumara, the ascended masters. Also, I've got a post out about Lord Maitreya, and he is now our planetary logos. So that's a really amazing announcement. And Sanat Kumara is our universal logos. The beloved saints, of course, are guides and guardians who work 24/7 with each of us. So they're always with you. And to Gaia for holding us, everything that she's been through on this journey. If you feel like you would like to put the velvet cloak, the blue velvet cloak of the mother around your shoulders, it's a beautiful thing because it helps you with trusting that we're exactly where we're meant to be. It's our freedom, our truth, our power, and it helps us relax into healing, to receive the light of the higher realms, the love and the light. Remember who we are, and it's all coming through the heart space. So let's post the mighty ones. Archangel Michael always on the wall with the door, his beautiful blue energy, sapphire blue. And then Raphael along the next wall, that emerald green, and Uriel along the third wall with his silver, and Archangel Yophael with the magenta amethyst. And they each are standing in the corners, and then we put Archangel Gabriel in the middle with our beautiful ascension spiral. This is our joy. This is like the golden grid that we studied last session. It's all the gold energy with Sanat Kumara and the laws. So this section, this chakra, has been really a lot about releasing all doubt, because sometimes we doubt ourselves. We doubt that everything's going to transpire the way we've been told it will. So releasing that doubt helps the big picture come into focus, the clarity. So doubt is a situational response. So it's facing into the fear, calling on Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, remembering to. That's the key, because often we forget, and they really are here to help us clear away the what's not working. Yes, Darren.
Yeah, can you refresh my memory on what's the best way to clear doubt?
Well, Archangel Michael, just call him in with his blue
Okay,
flame of truth. He burns away doubt and denial. That's the first. You love calling on Michael. That's a great way.
okay.
And his sister Gabrielle, she can blow her trumpet right in. So you've got the blue energy and the gold for the balancing. And she blows her trumpet right into the heart space and just blasts out anything that's not of love. So you can ask her to do that. That's the fastest way. And then,
Okay.
yeah. And then, of course, Uriel, I mean, you can ask any of them. They will jump into action. But Michael and Gabriel, because that's the mother and the father energy, the blue and the gold. But you see, it's Michael working with the blue. Do you see? and then
Mhm.
Gabriel working with the gold. So it's interesting how the colors are both energies of the masculine and the feminine, the vibration and the frequency. That's why
Mhm.
color is so healing. Even just sitting in that blue flame. Remember how Michael told us to sit in the blue flame for to like really uncover our infinite potential, and to do that every single day. So that will release all the doubt, just knowing what your infinite potential is. And he says he asks us to do something. Like when you sit there and listen and surround yourself in that blue energy, he'll tell us to do something. And then our job is to go and do it. And it's usually very, very simple. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's breathe, and just whatever color comes to you, breathe and then hold it in your mind for a few moments, and then on the out breath drop down into your heart space, and let's sit with the tri-flame for a few moments. So breathe in, hold that energy in both hemispheres of your brain, and then on the out breath drop down into your heart space, into the emerald green, and just in imagination. But it is a drop down, so you're out of your mind. We want to be out of the mind and really knowing what it feels like to be in the heart. And then just sense your tri-flame in there. I've learned more contemplating this flame than anything else. All the knowing is really embedded in this flame, and you bring that flame with you every single form you incarnate into. So you've got your spark, and you've got the blue flame of the mother. This is the healing energy of forgiveness, and the golden flame of the father. This is the action that you step into, your joy, your sacred purpose. And the pink is really the awakening, being super conscious of your truth and the truth, and that's embedded in that spark. So, and it's always expanding. Oh my gosh, you can sit there and it's good to do it every single day, and to really help those flames be balanced, each one equal, and that they move around each other. When I first started looking at these flames, they were really imbalanced. So it's a practice for them to come into balance. And then when you see them in balance, that really helps you with that your day. And you can expand that energy. You can make it as big as you want. You can fill your whole body with the flames. You can expand it out into, your surroundings too. It's really an amazing thing to do. And then just braid that energy of the flames and take it up to source, and then braid and take it down to source as well. So just feel your divine alignment in physical form with source energy, with the divine mother, the divine father, the oneness, and then also with Gaia. So you're in that perfect divine alignment. You can take that braided flame energy and take it right down to the center of the planet with Gaia, and then come back up into your heart center. And this chakra was all about remembering our mastery. So staying in your heart now, breathe the magenta. And that's the perfect blend of blue, the blue of the mother and Michael, and the red of Gaia. It's the color of grape juice. So breathe that in. We really want to be focusing on our mastery. And it's mastery of the reflection of you as in your divinity. And to relax, let go of the questions, the feeling, am I doing enough? Am I doing it right? Am I on track? Just breathe that out, let it go. Feel everything relax, your jaw, your neck. And breathe again, that wonderful color of magenta. Magenta is the color of Jesus. This is our mastery, our beloved Yeshi, the Buddha, and compassion and wisdom and the law of attachment and detachment, and Lord Maitreya. And he is our planetary logos now. He is a Buddha energy as well. And the magenta is really beauty. So beauty, the energy of beauty is silver and the magenta, but it's remembering to be in harmony in your truth of all your lifetimes, good, bad, ugly. We've all been everything. We want to be in a state of forgiveness. So magenta is blue, and in blue is forgiveness. Just to see the beauty in everything, the wisdom gained from the suffering of playing all the roles, the good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, there's a lot of suffering that happens on the planet, but from those experiences, we gain great wisdom. And we learn to be compassion for everyone, no judgment of anything. And the key is not to get caught in the drama of the self. Just remember to bless yourself, really bless. That's what wisdom is. It's being grateful for you. So working with the self is most important. If you're really triggered with something outside of you, it usually just means it's inside. So remember your mastery, your forgiveness, your compassion, your wisdom, which is being grateful for you. Albert Einstein, for this third dimension, he said mastery, this term is greatly misunderstood. It means the full embrace of all abilities, knowing, and talents, of which the human are minor, of self as reflection of divine. It is the quiet acceptance of self as participant and reflection of God's source. So what we're doing is we're reflecting the divine qualities and the universal laws and the dimensional growth patterns. It's not really, I mean, it can translate into playing the piano or doing something human, but it's really remembering the divine qualities. It is a lesson of letting go of all preconceptions and limitations and becoming a willing, participating vessel of one. So really opening your crown chakra and letting the light in and remembering. So we've learned about the root chakra. That was our foundational self-love, self-worth, compassion with the Buddha, and sacred purpose. Remembering we are all here as one family. So no judgment of anyone. Everyone's played all the roles. And Michael told us to laugh. Remember that? Laugh. He says, when you're laughing, you're letting go. So just to know not to take things too seriously. And that was something that Jesus said in Fortitude as well. The pubic chakra, the second dimension, communication of healing out to the planet, humility, remembering to be truly grateful for everyone. So this is connected to wisdom as well, and the universal law of intent, because it takes intent to do this work. And that's the beginning of creation. And this is the third sacral chakra that we've been working on, the third dimension, integration of all aspects. So that's really no judgment of your past lives. So you can ask about them, but you don't really need to. Just know we've played every role, and now the job is to really be in a deep sense of forgiveness. So if there's something that you're having a hard time forgiving in this life, it probably relates to another lifetime where you had the same issue. And so if you can forgive yourself in this lifetime for whatever it is, it will ripple down the timeline and it'll do the work for the other lifetimes. So yeah, it's deep surrender, letting go, especially of this doubt. So doubt was a doubt that we can do this, doubt that we are magnificent. You think of all the things that we doubt. We are embodying love with courage and stamina, and we learned all about the law of balance. As within, so without, as above, so below. So the more we come into the divinity, our divinity within, then it naturally goes into the without, into all the systems. So the inner work is the most important. And just know there is no war above, and we are creating that below. That's those first three chakras in a nutshell. So in the sacral is bright orange. You can just think of it as oranges and marigolds and sunsets and beautiful harvest moons. And if you're wanting to really feel and sense this chakra, just breathe the color, breathe it in, and feel that chakra spin. So it's right below your belly button. And we're working on balancing above and below and within and without, transforming the old belief systems, cleaning up, creating a realm of joy and purity. Remembering we are an angel in form, and we decided to live here blessed with freedom of choice, the ability to make decisions. The third dimension, the pure original third dimension, is in balance in the balance of our joy and creativity, sacred purpose and intent, divine alignment, everything that's embedded in that triflame. And this chakra is connected to our ovaries and our testes. So it's very much the feminine and the masculine in balance, no hierarchy, physical reproduction. So when Jesus walked the planet, like he talked about in Fortitude, he was married to the Magdalena. They were emulating sacred partnership to hold that for the planet. And they had sacred family. They had a couple of children. That was taken out of the Bible, unfortunately. And so just know that's why we're here. We're here to balance the masculine and the feminine. The color of Fortitude is orange. It's one of the more solid colors. And you can just breathe. When you're working with Fortitude, just breathe in that orange. And if you feel like life is too much, breathe orange because it's a really powerful color. This chakra is connected to our creativity, our ability to create our own lives on Nova Earth. Yeah. And as we open this tummy chakra, you can feel it align and activate all your other chakras. So working with this one, it activates all the other ones. So just know that it's a really powerful center of creativity. The third dimension, this is from Albert Einstein, is defined by the quality of perception or experience of physicality, meaning that the universe is perceived through the experience of length, width, depth, but the growth quality is the ability to embrace all dimensions, realities, emotion, and spirit. Also has the unique quality of freedom of choice. All of the numerically higher dimensions have the opportunity to exhibit in the third. So the dimensions are really like classrooms that we're going in and out of, and it's like a ladder of learning. So we go up and down the chakras, up and down the dimensions, and we can exhibit them from the third in our physical form. It's really, at one point we were blocked from going below and above. So now it's wide open. All 12 are available to us now. The growth, opportunity, and quality of the third is the ability to choose and to expand beyond the mere perception of physicality and incorporate all aspects of self. So these are your past lives, and they are integrating. So if ever you get really, really triggered about something, it's usually a past life coming in for the integration. And you just need to work through that for it to smoothly come in. This is what the Universal Mother talks about when she is discussing incorporating all aspects of self. The third dimension is not limited by the time-space continuum. It merely appears to be. That is the challenge, and the opportunity in the third is to reach beyond physical appearances. And then we're on to Fortitude, and this is the Council of Love definition. The blessing and virtue, the love and the worth, knowing our love, self-love, and self-worth is courage in all forms, endurance, the ability to keep going forward when others cease and give up, the virtue of pathfinders, strength of purpose, so really being focused on purpose, stamina in all senses. Know that patience is a part of fortitude. Fortitude is the encompassing of forbearance, and that's our tolerance and restraint. And forbearance is indeed a quality that requires patience. To continue going forward with stamina when you really feel like pushing the individual off the cliff, it will be required in working with 1212. So 1212 came in December the 12th, 2012, and it's when we really it was the understanding of the unified field. So all of us wanting to be as one. It was a collective decision that we made in 2012 to all ascend as one. And the higher realms were quite surprised about that, but we said yes. And yes. But that's why there's so much chaos, because from chaos comes change, and the chaos is actually waking people up to choose peace. So then Jesus really talked quite a bit about fortitude, and he called it, he says we are embodying fortitude. I use the word embodying with your heart, your mind, your emotional field, your physical field, your environment, and your planet. You are embodying fortitude, perhaps even more so than I ever did as a human man. And then he kind of makes a joke, but this is not a contest, is it? He doesn't want it to be so difficult because his life was difficult and we've made ours quite difficult. So he says it is a growth and it is a journey and it is a pleasure to be with you. He says he practiced fortitude, an embodied fortitude in and out of form, different lifetimes. And he speaks to us as Yeshua, as the one you know as Jesus, as I speak to you as your brother Yeshi. So lots of times they have nicknames. They want us to know that we're all equal, that, you know, an ascended master, it's just, they've done a lot of work on themselves, but we're all ascended masters. Like we're here to be that, to embody that. It is that strength of character and purpose, and it is the knowing in every fiber and core of your being, not that you are right, but that you go forward no matter what. So it's never giving up. And he says the addiction to being right is very strong. And he says that's not what fortitude is. There are times in all lives when you misstep and you turn the wrong way, or you think you turn the wrong way. And I use that word think, for it is a mental judgment that is not of love, or that you have simply wandered off your path. So again, he's picking up on being really compassionate with the self. And he says, of course, forgiveness comes into this in terms of your ability to forgive others, but also yourself. Yes, Darren.
I was just wondering, why are we so addicted to being right?
Well, you know what? Extreme, and they have a term like it's a narcissist is that. So we I don't even like using that word because it's just, you know, it's not listening to the heart. It's because we're too much in the head and not enough in the heart. In the
Right.
heart, you just be and let be. But when we're up in the mind, it comes down through the family lines. You know, oftentimes our parents are quite critical, but they've learned it from their parents. And it just makes you feel incrementally better in the moment when you're right about something. But then, no, it's not. It doesn't. So,
Well, I guess it's related to judgment too, eh?
yeah, absolutely. Lack of self-worth, lack of self-love, lack of self-worth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but it's something you really got to catch yourself on. And I found a channeling with the mother. It was posted on the Golden Age of Gaia yesterday, I believe, but she does speak a lot to that. I want to go into that more at some point, but it's a really, I'll send it out in the newsletter tomorrow. It's a remarkable channeling. And she just says, let the pain run right through you and out of you. And it's to surrender. She talks a lot about surrender. And so does Jesus actually in Fortitude. And he says to return to the center not only of the heart of love of Mother, Father, One, but to your center, and to know the center and your center have no differentiation. And that takes courage. So just know that you are source energy, and there's no being right at source. It just isn't. They're in such a state of love that there's no judgment. So yeah, that's where we're headed. So coming back and being in the heart. That's why we do that. We contemplate the tri-flame all the time, because that's a key. Strength of purpose, stamina in all senses, the fortitude to embody love. Yeah, so there's that tri-flame. And the green energy. Green is love, but blue is love, gold is love, pink is love. Love is everything. So, and he says, he supports us and the higher realms support us. And he says, do not underestimate. You are the embodiment of fortitude. Your internal compass is not only your internal guidance, your intuition, but is balanced by faith and trust. So sitting still in that heart center and practicing listening, practicing contemplating the tri-flame, that is in there is the knowing of the shift to the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is just being really grateful for yourself. That's the lesson of the fifth dimension, managing change with gratitude for yourself. That sense of intuition growing stronger and stronger, more clear, that sense of knowing, not thinking, certainly not guessing. And that is something that is magnified every day in each and every one of you. And that is why I've mentioned, as we have begun this conversation, listen to your internal compass. So flying into that golden temple in behind the heart chakra as well, in there is your compass, that golden energy, that intuition, because you know when you are veering off course, when you're not true north, and it is important, if not daily, certainly on a regular basis, not just periodically, to check with yourself, am I on course? So drop down into the heart space and just ask that question and sit still. Just try not to think. Just be really in the stillness and listen, and guides will come and explain things. And he says, not the course that a group or your parents or your wife or husband has defined for you, not what society expects or anticipates for you or of you, but you. What do you desire? Are you in alignment with your mission and purpose? And in doing that, what you're also doing is you're saying, am I taking the most efficient path? Now, we know when you're on course, when you're really excited about something, because it's that excitement, it's that knowing, and that is connected. We didn't come here to do something that we didn't want to do. We have volunteered our talents. And he says, use the word efficient or planned rather than the easiest. He says, sometimes we do take a harder route, but he said, fortitude is always tempered with common sense, our compass and common sense. We're not out to destroy logic, quite the contrary. We're raising logic to a new level. So it's interesting. We have a politician that's the leader of the opposition party in Canada, and he's always talking about common sense. Common sense, common sense. And it's funny because when I do the readings, I've always said that as well. The knowledge, the Divine Mother's guidebook, all this information that she's put forth is common sense. He says we are modern day explorers, and to check our course, do not hesitate to ask for help, because the higher realms can point the way. Yes, and they love it. They want to. They want to help us. Sometimes we don't ask enough. If there's financial issues, surrender. So that channeling that I'm going to send out tomorrow is all about the Divine Mother talking about surrender. Sanat Kumara talked about surrender in the Law of Sacred Purpose. And now here's Fortitude. Jesus with Fortitude saying surrender. It's our opportunity to surrender. If we're worried about something, just drop into the heart space and surrender it. He says we are in sacred partnership. They'll always support us, but surrender. There are times when it's equally important for you to surrender up the old systems, the ones that are really triggering, the old, whatever doesn't feel good. It feels uncomfortable. Surrender them over and just allow the other side to work the miracles. So I'm seeing that when I do sound healing, it happens when people really relax into the sound, then pain can dissolve in the moment. I've been seeing it quite a bit lately. When you are in the way, when you're constantly reclaiming whatever issue or whatever actions you think in the mental ego capacity, then you're interfering with the flow of love. And that's this healing energy of the mother that's found in the stillness. So it does not mean not taking appropriate action, but there are moments, and there are many of them right now, when surrender. So what Sanat Kumara said was just lie down and do a starfish. arms and legs like akimbo and relax and don't think. Just let the higher realms be with you and let the old uncomfortable issues just dissolve. Jesus says your ascension is the fullness, so that's the healing of your heart. Your ascension is the anchoring of love on earth. So that's the action of anchoring love. That is what the shift is, the awakening to the truth. That's a really beautiful definition of our ascension. Yep. So thank you, Jesus. It was amazing doing Fortitude with you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And don't forget to call on him. Okay. So then we're on to the universal law of within and without, and above and below, balance, and Sanakamara. And he says the understanding of how the law works is it's very practical. How we work with the law to create, to bring forth. You can work with any of the laws and they'll help you bring you right into divine alignment. And he says it's time of fruition and bringing into your life, your world, your reality, which is a fifth dimensional reality. So think that golden grid that he talked about, the power, the golden energy of the sun, your self-worth, your divine alignment, all those golden words, your joy, not only the understanding of how the law works, but the practicality of how you work with it in order to create and to bring forth what your heart desires. Nova Earth, Nova Human, new you, the beauty. So there's the mastery of each of you. Uh, you are not simply a fragment of who you are above. It is firmly anchored within your knowing conscious self. So who we truly are is already anchored inside us. In this lifetime, in this incarnation, you brought the fullness of your soul design, the totality of your form, of your being into form. And it's all embedded in this tri-flame as well. The full embrace of all abilities, knowing and talents, of which the human are minor. It's so interesting that he says this, of self as a reflection of divine, the quiet acceptance of self as participant and reflection of God's source. So it can be as easy as just sitting still and meditating and sending energy out, holding love and sending it out. That is part of a big part of who we are. So it's not like running around and, you know, doing human things. It's being that reflection of the divine, becoming a willing, participating vessel of one. Remembering your mastery, just remembering we've played every role. You can't just be the hero here. Somebody has to play the villain. So we've all played everything. When you play the villain role, you're allowing someone to be the hero. So it's really embracing all of it and seeing what a beautiful system it was to teach us so much so that we can carry this knowledge to different planets who are struggling in the future. So just not to get caught in the drama of not forgiving yourself. Be in that state of trust and forgiveness and non-judgment, compassion and gratitude, compassion and wisdom, non-judgment and gratitude for yourself and forgiveness of everything.
If we
Um,
played a role, oh, excuse me.
yeah.
If we played a role, do we then, after that incarnation, do we return and judge how we did during the role, or is that all saved for a later date? So after each incarnation, do we look at how we played the role and decide what we're going to do the next time?
There is a life
That
review.
decided for us.
Uh, Yeah, there is a life review that's optional. You can do that, and then you feel everything, every a bit of energy that you've sent out, and some of it can be not so nice, I hear. But that is optional. You can do a life review when you pass over, and then but it's our universal self, our biggest self, that helps us decide the next role. So I think depending on where we're at, how evolved we are, it's a co-creative um, venture to pick the next role, and it's a choice. It's a free choice, and we do pick what we're going to drop into.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. It's really a fascinating system,
Right.
and for yeah. So and
Well, I would think our guides would help us there too. Huh?
oh yeah, it's very co-creative. Yes, and but I think that our universal self has the biggest say.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So your biggest self, your highest self. Mhm.
There's-
Because they've got the wisdom of being able to look at it from a much higher perspective. Yeah. Okay, so we created situations where we did not bring the fullness of everything of who we are, think of it as above, with us in order to build for ourselves, but usually for the collective, trying to break the paradigm of the old third. So we've been trying to break this paradigm of what doesn't work here for thousands of years. And now the mother has said enough, and it's time for peace. So it's all hands on deck, and it's really being that peace inside. That's why all this information is coming forth now, and so many different healing modalities. It's incredible. My friend and I, we've been doing sound baths for 2 years, and now all around us are springing up. I heard about them all on the weekend. Around like multiple beings doing sound baths everywhere. So it's just happening. It's time. Um, yeah, we were learning and teaching by example, more devotion, more deeply. But this is not true in this incarnation, in this period of ascension. So we've experimented, we've played lots of different roles. But what he does say is we never leave the spark of our divinity at home. So that spark that's in the tri-flame right here, we never leave that at home. It always goes with you everywhere. So whether it is you, my beautiful light worker circles, my love holders, you have never left your spark of divinity, of oneness at home. And neither has anyone else, even if they're lost in the darkness and behaving in atrocious ways. It does not matter. So everyone has that spark. And when we send love out, it helps activate that truth in everyone to remember. Their spark of divinity is still within them and always has been. But in this incarnation, and we're not simply speaking for a select few, we are speaking for all of you, because this is the time of ascension of Gaia, ascension of the kingdoms, ascension and completion of this chapter for humanity as well. Everybody is on high alert and standing by for this completion. So that's our star family ringed around the planet watching. They can't wait until we discover that we are peace within. They they're so waiting for us. And then they can be with us. They can come and be with us. Mhm. So as you came, we have told you, you're not simply masters in the making. You've brought the totality of your mastery in a wonderful diversity of ways to the planet. So as above, so below. Just keep remembering that and keep invoking it too. If you're struggling, just invoke as above, so below, or any situation that you see. Just in your mind, say as above, so below, and it helps it bring everything into divine alignment. You are fully the reflection, the embodiment of that spark of love that you are above, say in heaven, and certainly the totality of your being as you are in the what you think of as the higher dimensions. You do not lack anything. It's just we think we do. But we know all of the information embedded in the chakras. We know it's kindergarten. The divine qualities that we're being taught here, the universal laws, the dimensional growth patterns, it's really a basic understanding in the higher realms, And we're remembering here. It's just keep knowing the human talents are minor. So we're remembering those divine states and the universal laws and the dimensional growth patterns. That's why we're here. Because if we remember that within, as within, so without. So that's the key. You are the embodiment of the fulfillment of her plan, each of you. And it's not to feel overburdened about this. This is the happy dance. Remember when Ken talked about the happy dance? Where you say, I am doing what my heart desires, how I am led, because this is in direct alignment with who I am above and right here and now. And if there's any variation, I will correct it. So just even invoking that, then they fly in and they help us remember, or it will come through someone else. Like that knowing, oh, that's where I'm out. It'll come through someone else and it'll be really a strong revelation. He says, stop doubting yourselves. You do not spend a great deal of time working with universal law, but what I'm asking of you, particularly with this law of above and below, within and without, invoke it because it brings forth that alignment and it begins to bring it forth in tangible reality. So just keep invoking it. And so when you invoke, you can invoke Michael. If it's doubt that's coming up, remember to invoke Michael too, and or Gabriel or Uriel. Just keep remembering, because the more we remember to invite the archangels or, Jesus, it really helps us with our knowing that we're all equal. There's no hierarchy. And there you can say, I invoke the universal law of above and below. You don't even have to say as above, so below. You can just say above and below, within and without. Makes it really fast to bring forth that consistent divine alignment in tangible reality. So this is your biggest self here, and it is anchoring closer, closer, closer to us so we can really embody that mission as well. Or we become more powerful sending energy, because the universal self, you can call on your universal self for help with anything and everything, whether it's like we should call our universal selves for help sending energy tonight when we send it out. I know that they're always there, but when we're conscious, it makes it even more powerful. And then remembering what the Divine Mother told us, the keys to heaven are trust and forgiveness. The doorway is love. Open the doorway with your keys and step into your new life. So it's the same messages over and over and over. Forgiveness, compassion, and being grateful for yourself. Yes, Darren.
Well, how do we develop that trust?
Surrender. Surrender. It's right there. Because trust is inside of you, but what's inhibiting trust is worry, is fear, is shame, is guilt, all those old systems. So when you surrender and you let go of the old systems, you naturally trust. You just know you're in the right place. You're doing what you're meant to do. But it's the letting go of the old systems that blocks the trust. Does that make sense? Yeah. Surrender. That post that I'm going to send out tomorrow, it's got a great, and it's on the Golden Age of Gaia. It went up, I think it went up yesterday. So if you want to look at it, and it's on my site. It's actually on my site. It's the very first post on my site, and there's an audio you can listen to. Yeah, Ken or Lillian.
It's Lillian.
Hi.
Hi. I found that when I looked back on my life, I could just point to, I don't know how many hundreds of times that I was doubting or not trusting. And yet Ken and I came through.
Yes.
God and the Divine Mother and our spirit guides and the angels
Wait a minute, don't blame me.
carried us. And so maybe, Darren, if you're having, possibly trust issues, sit down and look at your life in the past and see where there are times that perhaps you were carried through. Maybe it's hard. It's hard. And if you don't stop and think about it, you don't realize how many hundreds of times and small little issues that we are just carried along. I mean,
Mhm.
I could go on and on and on with the hundreds of times that the universe or God or the Divine Mother, they have just carried us.
Mhm. Yep. And your guides.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but still, sometimes my faith maybe is a little weak.
Oh, think about your daughters.
Mhm.
Which one?
Think about both of them
Yeah.
and think about how you feel about them and how that makes your life more fulfilling. And then bring it over into what's going on with you now.
I don't quite follow you.
Well, what I'm saying is you have special relationships with your family, right?
Right.
Okay. So all you have to do is remember that and then use that to help you feel more, that's the word I'm looking for here, happy.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So
that'll help you or not, but
I don't quite see how it's related to trust, though.
oh, to trust, do you trust your daughters?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you trust yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good place to start. And every time that you have a problem with it,
Do you love your daughters?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do you love yourself?
I'll try to as much as I can.
Then multiply that how much the Divine Mother and the Divine Father love you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try to
Well
do
said.
that too.
it's a process.
Yeah,
It's definitely a process.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
And
a
Oh, yeah.
process.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah.
mhm. And just know, like you're letting go layers and layers and layers, and I think you are working with the collective a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, if you look out at the collective, there's a lot of trust issues. They don't
Yeah.
even know half the things we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And that's probably a good point right there because I've probably taken that as personal lack of trust where it's not really. I'm
mm,
just taking on humanity's lack of trust.
Yeah,
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
that's a biggie.
And it's sort of like what Jesus or SK said. One of them said, "Don't feel overburdened."
Right.
Mm. Yeah, I think it was
Uh,
SK. Not to
yeah,
feel,
I got to remember that for sure.
yeah, not to feel overburdened. It's not this responsibility for ascension isn't meant to overburden us. Maybe even just keep bringing it back to the self, how much you trust yourself.
Yeah.
And just ask that what Lillian actually said about taking it into the past. Ask why you don't, if you're not feeling that trust, why and where did it start? Like, was it in childhood? Because if you get to the root of it, it makes a huge difference. And you can see it came down through mom and dad. Where didn't they trust? And where did you sponge that up? So then, and then being really grateful that your parents were that, so you could let this go. Because that's why we're here. We're here to bust these family systems. So can you think back where mom or dad was not trusting?
Doesn't come to mind immediately. I'll have to ponder on that.
Yeah. I mean, it's rare that our moms and our dads knew what we knew, what we know right now.
That's
So,
true.
and they were living in incredibly difficult times, depressions, wars, a lot of, you know, food, lack of food, all kinds of interesting survival.
Mm.
It was one foot in front of the other. So they didn't have time to do what we're doing, going within. It was all about survival. So did they trust that there was going to be food for the table? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Especially with family.
I think my dad did pretty good at it, but I'm not so sure about my mom.
So you might have sponged up mom's issues. And then the key is just having that compassion for her and then having the compassion for yourself because you sponged it up. It can be really like what Lillian said, to look back into the past. I found that really helpful. And then it just neutralizes the energy. So then you can go forward with greater and greater trust. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
That's
SK says,
important, man.
what's that, Ken?
I said that's important, what
Yeah.
we're talking about. I mean, for all of us, not just for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, it is. Good. Okay, so SK says we each have a magnificent mission, and we may think of it as small, but it is never viewed that way from the higher perspective. So when you're doing this, you are fulfilling your sacred purpose, your physical human heart desires, your angelic heart desires, and we're creating Nova Earth, the unfoldment of the plan and fulfilling our ascension all at once. And it doesn't need to be like a grand mission. It can be feeling really working on the self and becoming more and more loving towards the self, more and more grateful for the self, forgiving the self. That's huge. And that's a magnificent mission, to be able to bring ourselves into this divine alignment and hold it. Oh my gosh, just hold it for the collective. Hold it for your family, hold it for your community. Like, it doesn't have to be, I think we're doing a lot more than we realize. Yes, Darren.
So all these different desires here, your human heart, angelic heart, Nova Earth, would those desires be the same or would they be different?
Well, our angelic being is very higher dimensional. So I'm sure those angelic heart desires, or, mastery of the divine qualities and the universal laws, where the human heart desires might be quite different. Maybe we just want enough food on the table. You know what I mean? Enough money in the bank. But the angel isn't thinking about money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they're quite different. But see, once the thing with the angelic heart desires, that's divine alignment. And once you're in that flow and you're embodying love, everything else falls into alignment. The finances, everything does. So it's really checking in with your angel self and asking questions, but from the stillness of the heart. Everything's from the heart center. So it's not really, the Buddha, when he talks about wisdom, goes into thinking, believing, and knowing. And thinking can be a distraction sometimes, and believing can also, it's getting closer, but the knowing is found in the heart space. So the thinking and the feeling can be an obstruction to the knowing. And that's how important it is to drop into the heart every day and just practice listening, because it brings us into that divine alignment. I often say when people come for readings, I say, it's like building a muscle, and the heart feels very different than just in the thinking mind. It's a very different. So it's drop down and feel into that and really get to sense of what it is. Yeah. He so
So is that basically how you build up your heart? I don't know, your heart desire, I guess.
yes, yes, absolutely. It's a muscle. The heart is a muscle. And so when you drop in there, they've always said just like the clouds are like, or the thoughts are like fluffy clouds. So you just let them go and just keep breathing and breathing and breathing and bringing yourself into the center and listening, being as still as you can. So the
But
mind calms down. And
but this,
that's what,
sorry,
yeah, that's what I've noticed with myself is the thoughts calm down.
but the spiritual heart is not a muscle, though, really.
Well, you're building it like a muscle though.
Okay,
You want to be able to sit in there and operate from there.
right.
Imagine if we were all operating from our heart space. The world would be such a different place.
Yep.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, he says we're doing this all at once, all these different desires all at once, but from through the heart. And then he talks about universal law. Invoking laws and sitting still really is helpful. And he's speaking to us as the keeper of universal law, that the laws are not malleable, they are a codex. It is the understanding of the truth of God, of how things work. And he says, so begin. And if you are in hesitation, if you are unclear, turn to me, turn to Gabriel, turn to your guides, turn to Michael, turn to the Divine Mother. We are glad to help you. So that's another way to embody trust, invoke the laws. And it will happen because the laws bring you into divine alignment, but it's a matter of sitting still and listening. Or if the answers come through you, I've had that happen quite a few times. You invoke the laws, and then the answers come right at you through somebody else. And it's like a, whoa, that's okay. I got it. So yeah, you know right away when you're getting an answer. So then he's talking here about Syria. So this was back in 2013, but he said on the planet, and this is what's happened, still happening, inadequacy, belief in the lack of self-worth or in righteousness. So then there it is again, being right, misplaced righteousness. It's not righteousness that is in accordance and alignment with the divine, which is love. It is a manipulated understanding. So this, if we're not trusting, we're being right about not trusting in a way. So mantras are good. I am trust. Invoking laws are really good. Checking in where the trust didn't, where it came from. It always came from the past. Always. It could have been other lifetimes. It could have been usually from parents and siblings in this lifetime. Yeah. So this is us coming out of all the misplaced righteousness. And it's a power struggle. And it can feel really uncomfortable. And SK says it needs to come to the surface to be eradicated rapidly, not with the invasion of more violence, like not being hard on ourselves, but with peace, with forgiveness. So I know he's talking about the outer here, but this does deal with the inner as well. So if we're in a state of forgiveness of the past, then it brings us into the feeling of trusting. Forgiveness sets you free and into a state of trust. Do the old ways need to come to the surface to be eradicated rapidly? Not with invasion, with more violence, but with peace. Yes. A practical application of this law. There is no war above, period. It is a place of harmony, not a place of turmoil, anger, frustration. Think of us. Sometimes we're in turmoil inside, we're mad, we're frustrated. That does not exist. Therefore, there is no room for it below. So there's none of that above. They're in a really loving state, and that's where they want us to be too. Because if we're in that loving state, that's how we create peace on the planet. So what they want us to see is like a cloud of heaven over the earth, and it's just filled. There's light pouring down. It's filled with the blue flame of truth. So our truth of justice, of peace. And then he's saying from each of our hearts, we have the capacity to send directly into all the war zones that sense of peace. So as above, so below, and then from us to the different war zones to be sending that energy of love. And it's easy to do that when we're embodying that love, like Jesus said. So then your field is constantly sending that love. Yes, Ken or Lillian?
I read something that said that Trump had struck a deal with Iran. They got rid of all the bad actors as whatever. So I think that might, I don't know, it just brought this up for me.
Yeah, yes. So even us talking the way we've been talking in the last few sessions and you know, sending that energy, being that energy, seeing the cloud of heaven above all the war zones and knowing that there's light coming down, it all helps. So yeah, I read that too. It's very encouraging. And they ask us not to become outraged at atrocity. If it is outrageous and you join in that energy of drama, you are contributing to it. So be able to stand back from the drama and just witness it and go, okay, that's what's happening right now. Okay, I can send, I can invoke, well, there's so many things we can do. You can just invoke above and below. And then for that, whatever the zone you're looking at, if it's the Middle East or if it's Russia and Ukraine, or if it's even at home in our countries, we have need to align with the divine qualities and with divine law. In that way, do not underestimate your strength. Collectively, you have the power to stop these factions fighting at this very moment. So it's really stopping it inside of ourselves. And then send the energy of peace and hold that vision and not to tolerate or engage in any other vision. Yeah. So it's just seeing a big cloud of heaven above the planet and all this beautiful energy raining down and sending it as raining into us. You can see it even raining into yourself and then sending that energy where it needs to go. And it just automatically happens with our field. And this is when he started talking about the golden grid and that everything is operating upon a golden grid throughout the multi-omniverse. So what is that golden grid? It's our joy. It's being grateful for everything. It's knowing your worth, laughing about everything. Joy, gratitude, balance, alignment, centeredness. It's your power. It's your connection. It's all the golden energy. So, and that's how the higher realms operate with this golden grid. But it's a very etheric. Each person individually, humanity collectively, and it's one of the forms we can see ourselves when we're in meditation is as a golden grid. So you can see it as energy moving around you, and it's grid upon grid upon grid. None of them are separate. So they're all as one. But it's really powerful. It's a grid within a grid within a grid. And he says to shine it up every day. So if we're having words and we're not getting along with someone, to just go in and shine up our own grid, like etherically. So make yourself really shiny, and then maybe take the steps to bring those relationships back into alignment, or send the love. If they're really difficult, then just send the love every day. What you call to your heart has traveled throughout the multiverse along the golden grid. So those heart desires, when you beckon them in, they travel really easily when our grids are really shiny. And just know that Archangel Gabriel has renewed the grid. Yeah. It's to make sure that nothing that is not of that gold sinks in. So anger, fear, sorrow, shame, you know the list. And to so really be conscious and fall into that trust and surrender and let go. Whenever those old energies come up, just pause and breathe them out. Yes, Lillian or Ken.
Yeah, I was wondering, I don't know why this occurred to me, but is Archangel Gabriel, ever known as Gabby?
Yes, you can call her that. She does not mind at all.
Okay. I just wondered.
Yeah, that's a good one. See, and that makes us giggle. That's good. She's really powerful. She's picked me up many a time. Okay, so yeah, just to become really aware of your grid. So how joyful are you? If you're laughing, that's good. The more we're laughing, the better. And just know that it goes out into your whole field. It goes out to your emotional body, your mental, your causal, your astral. It goes right out to your universal self. That's who your universal self is. Very, very joyful. Yeah. And keep remembering, the human talents are minor. We want to be that reflection of source, basically. Just keep remembering, we're here to be reflection of source. If we're not seeing the beauty of who we are, there's a lack of self-worth. So it's judgments of self and others. And he says, call on Archangel Michael. We are to feel astonished and amazed and overwhelmed at the beauty of our grid. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, call Michael and help. If there's any kind of lack, Michael wants to come and help us. Mm-hmm. We really want to feel like this every day. Mm-hmm. And it becomes natural because there's that wellspring of joy inside of you. It just bubbles up. Once you've cleared out most of the gunk, it just bubbles up. It's right there. Universal law is a codex, the understanding of the truth of God and how things work. All is operating throughout the multi-omniverse. All is upon a golden grid. So the laws are very golden. And your power is really golden. The solar plexus is really golden. The sun is really golden. Just think of all that golden energy. That is your power. Okay. So there, yeah, and it's like it's a field all around you. It's actually, you can see there's yellow. This is your etheric template soul design. It's golden. And then your universal self is also golden. So this is very joyful. There's two golds. It's the only one that's got two of the same color. Well, then you've got the pinks and the purples and yeah, so there's that. But look at that, there's gold in two places in your field. So they really want us to anchor in that joy. Gratitude for you. Stop doubting yourselves. Invoke the law. So this is it. Just I invoke the universal law of above and below, within and without. It's that easy to bring forth that alignment. And it's very fast when you work with the laws. So Darren, if you're feeling that you're struggling with trust, just invoke. Know that you're full trust above, I mean, your universal self. You were,
Hey, thank you. What?
yeah, you were trusted to come here and do this work. And so just invoke it. Evoke your universal self. And then that may be all you need. And then just listen. Yeah. And then you just feel that all of that energy is raining down on us. Oh my gosh. Raining down. Yeah, because we're here to create peace. Okay. And Ken or Lillian?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Darren, that the fact that you're struggling with this means that you are winning.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No doubt about that.
Well, it's something else you can take as trust
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It usually means it's come up to the surface because it's just time to do that a little bit deeper work. And fall into remembering that that's who you are. Trustworthy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm finding things are becoming more and more subtle all the time. So they're a little harder to catch now.
Well, then you're more at peace, no?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, there you go. Celebrate that.
I am.
Okay. So, yes. Yeah, the Archangel Uriel, do not underestimate when you stay in that place of centered awareness, not wobbling back and forth in uncertainty. You are doing so for many. I think that's the most important thing to do. Just stay in the middle and embody love and joy, know your power, embodying trust, remembering the blue, remembering the yellow energy, the power, and the pink. Yeah, it's all here. This contemplation of the tri-flame before you even get out of bed in the morning can really help with everything for the day. Okay, so shall we send out some love? Shall we call in our universal selves and send out some love? Send out.
Well, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. You can send out the green, the gold, whatever, the rainbow. Let's send it out. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. There we go. That's 10 minutes. How did it feel with your universal self helping you? Did you feel a difference?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you can
Mhm.
call that big being in for anything. If you're feeling uncomfortable, like the old system's running, just call in that being for help because they they like being called. Or anything like any issues on the in the without. Children, family, friends, they'll come in and help. Yeah. And they can do things that we can't do. Mhm.
Aaron, I just wanted to tell you that I've seen a big change in you in the past year. You've been much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Positive and engaging. And
Are you talking to me?
yes,
Oh, okay. No. Well, thank you very much, Tim. Thank you.
Mhm.
well, don't you feel it?
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Well, oh no, I've made quite a bit of progress over the last year, for sure.
Beautiful. Yay. That's where we want to be.
Well,
I also wanted to say that I was thinking about Gabby, and what that means to me is happy talk.
Yeah. She is. She's really funny. She's very powerful. Really an amazing being. She's the right-hand being to the Divine Mother. She organizes universes and multiverses. Mhm. Yeah. But they can be in so many different places at once. So never think you shouldn't call on them. Yeah.
Now, I think we need more truth in the world. So I keep calling her in everywhere I go. We need more truth here.
Yes. Yeah. So
yeah,
remember, it's Michael and Uriel and Gabrielle that spoke about truth.
Right.
Yeah. hmm Yeah. Yeah. Really powerful.
yeah, we really do need a lot of truth because you don't see much out there right now.
I know. And that's why when I've been doing my meditations and I'm going out places and I've been doing that sort of thing, and I've been going to like hospitals
Beautiful.
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh, come on, guys. They need truth here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Uh-huh.
Well, I believe the truth is coming out more and more all the time. I mean, there's more and more disclosure now, so that's coming out.
It is. It certainly is. Yes. Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do next week? Instead of us jumping into a new chakra, I'm going to go through this amazing channeling that I found from the mother, all about surrender. And it's
Cool.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
great. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, because I've got a bunch of new people coming into meditation circle. They need some new information. So I'm going to make it for them and for us. hmm
That's good.
So,
that's great.
yes.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. I think surrender is something that we need to know how to do better.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So we're going to learn. Yeah. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you, all of you, for helping out tonight. Really appreciate it. And we'll be back again next week.
Well,
Well,
thank you.
thank you
Kathy.
for a great class.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
So
Take care.
welcome.
Okay. Take care.
Good
Okay,
night.
bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Have a good week.
Thank
You
you. You
too.
too.